The story begins in a forest no one enters. A dense, abandoned wilderness far from the city. Even during the day, people avoided this place. At night, no one dared to come close. Fear had lived here for years. That night, a car moved along the narrow road that ran beside the forest. Inside were 3 people. A 60-year-old man named Arthur Bennett, his 12-year-old grandson, and their driver, Michael. Above them, the sky was sealed shut by heavy clouds. Lightning cut through the darkness again and again. With every flash, the twisted outline of the forest was revealed, and with every flash, it felt more alive, more aware. As the car drew closer to the trees, a heavy silence took over. No one spoke. Michael pressed harder on the accelerator, fear clear on his face. The boy finally broke the silence. "Grandfather," he asked, "is this the same forest? The one from the stories?" Arthur answered quietly, "Yes, the same forest, the dangerous one." Then it happened. A sharp explosion, the sound of a tire bursting. The car jerked violently and came to a stop in the middle of the road. For a moment, no one breathed. Michael stepped out, his voice shaking. "A flat. I'll change it. Quickly." Arthur followed him outside. "Steady. Do not be afraid." The boy stepped out too, his eyes drawn to the wall of trees. "Stay close to the car," Arthur warned. The boy smiled, a brave, fragile smile. "I'm not afraid." Then he asked, "Who told you about this forest?" Arthur kept his eyes on the dark tree line. "Years ago," he said, "when I worked for the railways, that's when I learned the truth. A track once passed through this forest. It was shut down for reasons no report could properly explain. The track is still there, hidden, forgotten." "Does a train still run on it?" the boy whispered. Arthur's answer was simple, final. "No, not for many years." The tire was replaced. They got back into the car. As they drove away, the sky broke open. Rain began to fall violently, drowning the forest in sound. Moments later, their taillights disappeared beyond the trees, and only then did someone else move. A young man, 26 years old, stepped out from the bushes. His name was Ethan Hale. He had been watching, frozen, terrified. When the car was gone, Ethan ran straight into the forest. A bag was clutched so tightly in his hand, his knuckles were white. Pause, sound of rain and frantic footsteps. After running until his lungs burned, Ethan reached the center of the forest, the railway track, the same one Arthur had spoken about. Darkness pressed in from every direction. Rain blurred his vision. Still, he ran along the track, deeper, always deeper. Again and again he looked behind him, as if something was following. His strength began to fail. Then he slipped. He fell hard between the rusted tracks. For a moment he lay there, listening. Nothing. Already injured, he forced himself up, grabbed the bag, and ran again. Soon he reached it, an abandoned train tunnel, collapsed, decaying, swallowed by time. No one came here anymore. The rain had soaked him to the bone. Then he heard it, a child crying. The sound came from inside the tunnel. Fear took over. Ethan rushed in. Darkness swallowed him whole. He fumbled, turning on his phone's flashlight, and what he saw stopped him cold. His wife, Claire Hale, lay unconscious on the ground. Beside her sat his 5-year-old son, Noah, crying softly. "Claire!" he called, rushing to her, trying to wake her. Slowly, Her eyes fluttered open. She saw him. Her first question was not about herself. "Did anyone follow you?" He pulled her close. "No, no one. Don't be afraid." Her eyes filled with tears. "Ethan, you have to take us away from here. Far away, anywhere. Some place no one knows us." She clutched his arm. "The darkness frightens Noah. If we run far enough, that thing will never find us." Ethan's answer was a quiet, broken truth. "No matter where we hide, Claire, it will find us." "What is it? It's not human. It's not a demon. Why us?" Ethan had no answer to give. "Will anyone help us?" she pleaded. He wiped her tears and told her the truth they both knew. No one helps people like us. We are on our own. They ate the food he had brought, their first meal in 2 days. He wrapped Noah in a dry blanket. "You won't feel cold tonight, buddy." The boy climbed into his arms. "Papa, why are we here? I want to go home." He held him tight. "We'll leave in the morning," he lied gently. Later, as Noah slept, Claire asked, "Where do we go next?" Ethan stared into the dark. "Leaving the forest is dangerous. We stay hidden. We build a life deeper in." "For how long?" His answer was barely audible. "I don't know." Then she noticed. Her arms were empty. "Noah." Panic took over. They called his name again and again. Only the echo of the tunnel answered. Ethan tried to turn on his phone. It was dead. Then, lightning struck a tree outside the tunnel. The explosion shook the ground, and in that brief, blinding flash of light, they heard it. Noah, crying nearby. They found him, clutching him tightly. He had crawled into a small hole in the tunnel wall. The fear, for a moment, began to fade, until Ethan noticed something else. A faint, yellow light falling across Noah's face. At first he didn't understand. Then, slowly, he turned toward the tunnel entrance. Far away, a light was moving toward them, along the track, slowly, steadily. His breath stopped. It was a train. Impossible. That track had been abandoned for years. This tunnel led nowhere. The project had failed. No train was ever supposed to come here. "Ethan," Claire's voice trembled. "What is that? Is it real?" And the questions formed, cold and sharp in the dark. If the track was dead, how was the train moving? Why was Ethan Hale hiding his family in a forgotten tunnel? Who or what was hunting them? And now, as something impossible approached, what would happen next? Long pause. Sound of a distant, haunting train whistle begins to fade in, very slowly, increasing in volume as the narrator speaks the final line. The whistle sounds, the light grows, and in the forgotten tunnel, the Hales wait.